Good morning, Keller Williams, and welcome back to the Katy CommandMC 66-Day Challenge 2.0, and today is day 39. So today we are diving back into our SmartPlans applet, and we're going to walk through the steps involved in a smart plan, how you can create or edit a smart plan, the publishing of smart plans, and linking of smart plans. So stay tuned. Let's dive in. SmartPlans applet here inside of CommandMC. And we've got the list that we showed yesterday. We're going to go ahead and make edits to start with on the test smart plan that we created. So if you wanted to create one from scratch, same exact process as all things CommandMC and Command. We would just click on Create and name that smart plan. Since we've already started this one, we'll just make edits to it by clicking on the pencil icon. Here we are taken into the actual smart plan sort of building block opportunity where we can build out all of the steps of our smart plan. We can create delays, we can sort of craft our message and put it all together. Smart plans can be as small as one single step, and smart plans can be multiple steps over multiple days. You can actually have a smart plan that runs for up to 370 days and can also repeat. So there are some smart plans that might run for a month and then start over again, and run for a month and then start over again, etc. Right? Run for a quarter, run for a year. We'll talk about that. So first off on the screen here, we can see that we have the sort of countdown clock at the top. How many days does this smart plan run? How many steps are included? How many touches are included? On the far right-hand side, you can see we can actually add people to the smart plan from within the editor. Now, I don't recommend that. We're going to talk about some best practices on adding recruits and associates to smart plans tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. We've got our big save button here at the right-hand side. Really important that we save that smart plan after we build it so we don't lose any of our work. We can also edit the name. We originally named the smart plan when we first created it, but if we wanted to make any edits to that name, we could click on this pencil and make edits to the actual name, and that would save after we clicked on save. Left-hand side, you can see this is the actual smart plan itself, all of our steps. Right-hand side, you can see we have two sections. We've got our actions section and then our tips and rules section. Let's start with the actions section. You can see that there are 7 different options we can add to a smart plan. The first one is create task. You can see we've already added that to this smart plan. So first off, who is going to receive the task? Now, yesterday we talked about our default settings menu, and with tasks, we had set the default to be designated associate. So when you are in smart plans, right, whether it's a recruit or an associate, each one of those individuals typically has someone assigned to them. So if no one is assigned to them, then it would just be the person that created the smart plan in the first place, right? What's really cool about smart plans inside CommandMC is that it doesn't have to be the designated associate. Let's say you have a specific task, and that task needs to be done by a specific person on your leadership team. Well, you can go ahead and assign that person from within the dropdown. So let's say that this is an MCA task, right? So we want to make sure that the MCA, maybe this is a recruit task, and the MCA is going to log something in CommandMC. And so we would just say, here's task number 1, MCA related. MCA do what MCAs do best, right? Just an example. So here's that first task. Let's say there's also another task that needs to be done on day 1 of this smart plan, but it involves making a phone call to either the recruit or the associate. In that case, we can click on this action, and you can see it's automatically added. We're still on day 1. You can see day 1 and day 1, right? But this one is now a call-based task. Well, who's supposed to call them? Well, it could still be designated associate, or we could come in and say, you know what, that's going to be the team leader's job to call them. So demo team leader needs to make a call. And you can even use merge fields such that the name or phone number for the person that needs to be called actually shows up. So follow up phone call. And we're going to come over to this funny looking little F here. This is a merge field icon. We can click on that drop down and you can see, right, who is supposed to receive that information. So in this case, it's a follow-up phone call for recipient first name, recipient last name, and I'll put in @ and then we'll even put the recipient phone number. So that way when your team leader gets this task, they don't even have to click on it. They already know who they need to call and what the phone number is based upon the task name. This is a follow-up call for our test smart plan. We would put in a task description. You can see that we can also add a hyperlink as well. So if there was something specific that you wanted to link or discuss while you called them, right? Hey, I wanted to make sure that you saw that new article that came out from Inman or whatever it may be. You could put the link right inside of here. That way you're referencing it. You could even send it to them via email while you're on the call with them, and you don't have to go searching through your emails or all your tabs that are open or whatever it may be to find that link. So that's our create task, make a call task. There's also send email. So this one's actually automated, which is nice. Let's say that on the first day, there's an MCA-based task, and then there's a call-based task for a team leader, but we don't want to inundate this associate or recruit with a whole lot of stuff. So let's give them a little break. Let's set a delay of 2 days, and then let's send an email. So you can see, right, we were on day 1 originally, and at the end of day 1, we set a 2-day delay. So now we are on day 3. You can also see at the top, this is a 3-day, 4-step, 3-touch plan. We've got a task for an MCA to do something. We've got a call task for the team leader to do something. Now we're going to send an email. The nice thing about the email is this is automated. So the email will be sent on your behalf through the command email system. And same thing with this. It can come from the designated associate, or maybe this is an email that's going to come from your OP. So let's go down to demo OP, right? And this one says, welcome to the KW family, right? And welcome to KW. We're so glad to have you here. Important note, you probably know this, but on emails inside of Command and CommandMC, there is no automatic signature. So you would want to come in here and put in the signature for the email, or it just looks a little weird, right? So this would just say operating, right? This would have their name, whoever your operating principal is, or team leader, or whoever the email is from, the coach, whatever it might be. And here's my email, and here's my phone number, right? So there's my manufactured signature at the bottom of my email. In addition, we've got the send text option. Now it's important to note that Twilio is not incorporated at this time into CommandMC. So if you're using a text-based task, and you can see it even says here, the CommandMC and Twilio are not integrated, so all text message will be converted to tasks. These tasks will need to be completed manually. Use the task applet to manage these and other tasks. So this would be basically follow up text to email and call 2 days ago. So I called you 2 days ago. I'm sending you a text today just to follow up. So that is how we'd add a delay between steps like tasks and calls and emails and texts. You also have the ability to have one smart plan add to another smart plan. So maybe you have a smart plan that's something like a short-term recruiting follow-up, right? That hits them maybe every day or two, every day or two, every day or two for 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that. Then maybe you have a midterm follow-up where you're hitting them once a week, right? And then maybe you have a long-term follow-up where you're hitting them every 2 weeks to a month. You could have those as separate smart plans, right? And you could say, all right, this one's hot and heavy, so I want to add this one. This is the first smart plan that would then add to the medium-term smart plan, which would then add to the long-term smart plan. You can see I could come in and add to smart plan, and then I would select for a smart plan that I have already downloaded to my library. We showed you how to do that yesterday. So this is where you would find the smart plan, and let's just say new test smart plan. This smart plan we just created is now going to add the recruiter associate to this smart plan. So it's a smart plan within a smart plan, right? In addition, the last opportunity you have is to restart a smart plan. Now, there are some caveats here. The smart plan needs to be at least 14 days in length to have restart as an option. Right now, how long is our smart plan? Where it's only 3 days. So I could come in and say, let's set a delay. Let's make that delay 11 days. All right, and then we could restart the smart plan, because at that point we are on day 14. It'll say, how often do you want to restart this? So do you want to run this twice, right? Right now we run it through once. Do you want to repeat it one more time? Do you want to repeat it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, or do you want to just keep on repeating it until you decide to pull them off the smart plan or they pull themselves off. So you can see that's the other opportunity, is unlimited smart plan repeats. Tips and rules, some things to go over. So with regards to tasks, we can't put more than 10 tasks in a day. So a lot of times I know we have a lot of checklist items, especially when perhaps a recruit becomes an associate, and on day one there's a whole lot of things to do. So you might have an onboarding smart plan, but just know that 10 tasks is the most that you could do per day. Text, we can only have a text task per day. So you can't remind yourself to text somebody twice in one day. You would have to spread those out. If Twilio does end up coming to CommandMC, then the automation portion of that, you would only be able to fire one text per day. Same thing on email. We can't send more than one email per day. So if you have a setup where you want to have an email come from the TL, and then an email come from the MCA, and then an email come from the PC, and then an email come from the OP, you would have to spread that over a 4-day period. Set delay, the minimum delay is 1 day, so we can't set a delay of a few hours or a few minutes. It cannot be less than 1 day. It does require at least one action between the delays. So not sure why you'd have a delay and then another delay, but if you tried to do that, it would fail. You've got to have a task between delays. And then you can see that Smart Plan Max is 370 days. So you could have something that says, maybe it's due reminders, right? You know that your MLS dues are due in December every year. So you create an MLS due reminder. You're going to fire that on December 1st that says, hey, dues are due December 31st. Please make sure you pay them so we don't have to send back your license. And while you're doing that, you might as well put all of your associates on that smart plan and then add a delay of 365 days and then repeat the smart plan. And then you never have to worry about reminding those associates again, because now every December 1st, it's going to send an email to remind them about dues, and then it's going to wait 365 days, and then it's going to repeat. So next year, December 1st, right? So you can see how you can start putting those together. If you're going to add people to another smart plan within a smart plan, you can only do that once per day. You must have delays between the added steps, and you can't add more than one version of any one smart plan. For tasks, you do have a due date. So we didn't cover that. Let's go back up to that first MCA task. You can see here that you've got the ability to say, when is that due? So no one really likes to have a task assigned to them and then say, oh, by the way, I need that done right now, right? We want to give our people a little bit of time. So you could assign this task on day one, but say, hey, this really needs to be done in the next 48 hours. So I need it done due in 2 days. The maximum due date is 14 days out. So you can't say, hey, can you do this at any point in the next 30 days? Yeah, max due in 14 days. Restart flow, you can see, again, I already talked about that, must be 14 days or more in length and must be added as the last action in the flow. That's how you can build out a smart plan. Now remember, yesterday we talked about there's a ton of smart plans already built for you in the library. Hopefully this gives you some working knowledge about the different steps, what they do, all the edits that you could make to steps that may have already been created. I'm going to click on Save for this smart plan. Quickly, we're going to go over publishing a smart plan. If you had the world's best smart plan you wanted to share with all the other leaders that might be using CommandMC, you can come in to the smart plan, click on the 3 dots, and choose to publish that to the library. Now, when you go to publish, you do have to put in a description and the plan name. So just make sure that this is as descriptive as possible, right? So that other leaders really know the intent for this smart plan. If this just says new recruit smart plan, well, that doesn't help me at all. Is it R1 recruits, R0 recruits, R2 recruits? Is it onboarding? Is it follow-up? Is it event invite, right? So when you're sharing these smart plans to the library, the more information you can provide, the better. So you would go through basically naming the plan, describing the plan, reviewing all of the steps, and then you would click on next. And then from there, it's going to have you review the steps one more time. And finally, you would click on publish. Now, we're not going to do this. I don't want to clog up the library with a plan that doesn't need to be published. But that's how you would publish one. If you wanted to see smart plans that you had previously published, you can click on this publish tab. And there you can see all of the different smart plans that you had actually published to the shared library. A little bit longer of a video today, guys, but that is a walkthrough of editing smart plans, linking smart plans, publishing smart plans, and all the steps included. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the ability to filter recruits and associates, which is pretty exciting, and then add them to SmartPlans. So stay tuned for that. As always, hope you're having a fantastic day and look forward to speaking with you again real soon.